Hello, this is Larry Bodine, and today we're speaking with Tony White, who is the partner in charge of the Columbus office of Thompson Hine. Tony, thanks very much for being with us today.
Happy to be here, Larry.
We're talking about client satisfaction and maintaining good relations with clients, and I understand that the firm has just rolled out a legal project management system. Tell me a little bit about that.
We see one of the cutting-edge things on the market right now in the legal industry is this legal project management idea. The idea of law firms working with clients to find ways to deliver services in a very effective and predictable manner, both effective cost-wise for the client, giving the client some good predictability around what the cost of legal services are going to be, but also in a way that partners with the client, it teams up with them and gives them a reportable, predictable, repeatable process where we work with those clients to understand exactly how projects are going to be executed.
Now, I know that corporate counsel are very interested in having predictability in their legal matters, and I understand that there's a budget tool that helps you deliver that.
One of the key aspects of legal project management is budgeting. So we start with the idea of really mapping out any project, whether it be litigation or a series of real estate transactions or corporate contracts, and figuring out exactly within that map how much is everything going to cost that we're going to need to be doing to bring that project to fruition. And that entails going back over our experience and our history of doing similar type projects for other clients, and perhaps even this client as well, and determining what the cost is going to be. And then once we figure out that cost, giving the client some fixed fees built around those projects so the client can then turn around and have cost certainty around that particular engagement.
And is there a way to sort of plan communications into it?
Yeah, one important aspect of legal project management we feel is the ability for clients to tell us when they want to hear from us during a particular project. Some clients, there are certain decision-making nodes that they want to be able to hear from us on, or there are certain times that they need to know the progress of a particular matter, that we've reached this particular milestone. Part of the legal project management structure is to make sure that we plan also around when the client wants to be communicated with on a particular project. So when something happens, we know and the client knows that we're going to reach out to them and start talking about whether we go left or whether we go right, or how exactly is the project going, and make adjustments at that particular point. It gives the client a good comfort level of knowing that this project is going along, and when it gets to a certain point, it's going to be a situation where they have input in directly how it's going to go from that point forward.
One of the things I know that comes up when you're working with clients is that occasionally you have to deliver some bad news. What are some good communication tips you would offer on how to deliver bad news to a client?
Well, first, deliver it immediately. Once the bad news comes in, don't sit on it and don't let it become old as you try and stew over how exactly you're going to communicate this to the client. Immediate communication, I think, is important. And just being frank with the client as to what is the bad news that's come about and how perhaps you're going to deal with it. I think, timeliness, but also coming to the client with some type of a strategy to deal with it and say, okay, it's bad, but here are my thoughts about how we're going to deal with this, and here are the options. How would you like to proceed? I think clients accept bad news a lot better when they know that their lawyer's thinking for them and thinking about ways to take that bad news in and to adjust the strategy or implement a new strategy that defeats the bad thing that has just happened.
So Tony, as a final thought, what's the bottom line in client communications to maintain a good relationship?
Early and often. I think talking with your clients, not just about ongoing litigation matters or ongoing projects for the corporate or the real estate group, but just talking to them about their business, talking about what affects them on a daily basis, what challenges you, what makes it your job as in-house counsel difficult, and then thinking, when the client's not actually paying you to be thinking about ways to try and solve the problems for your clients. That, to me, that is a key and crucial part about having good client service, is thinking on your own time about ways that you can make your client's job a lot easier as an in-house counsel. It's not easy sometimes to be in-house counsel, and if we can help our clients figure out ways to do their job easier, more effective, and more efficient, they'll appreciate that, and they'll be clients for a long time.
We've been talking with Tony White, the partner in charge of the Columbus office for Thompson Hine. And Tony, I want to thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.